And lastly, the percent of a chance we're playing Major League Baseball this year.
100%. Unfortunately, I can't tell you that I'm 100% certain that's going to happen.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
You guys see this shirt right here? Do you guys see this shirt? You probably remember it because I've worn it in a ton of videos. It says, "Let the kids play." This was the motto of Major League Baseball a year ago in 2019. And you know what? In 2020, things are going to change. The motto going forward is going to be replace Manfred, because let the kids play no longer means anything because the kids can't play. And speaking of let the kids play, breaking news, the face of that let the kids play motto, Mike Trout, has come out today and said, tell us when and where he wants to play baseball. So let's do it, Manfred. Come on, what are you waiting for? 5 days ago, Robert Manfred came out and said on live television right before the draft to get everyone excited about baseball and possibly just for that moment to focus on the draft and make baseball fans feel confident going forward. He said there would 100% be baseball. He unequivocally promised that baseball would be played, and less than a week later, he comes out and says that the 2020 baseball season is uncertain. He does not know if we're going to be able to play baseball. So, of course, what does this mean? Backlash. The baseball community erupted yesterday, and a lot of people tweeted at me, Fuzzy, you should become MLB commissioner. Now, there's no way that a 24-year-old who lives by himself talking about baseball all day long will ever become MLB commissioner. I mean, I wouldn't say ever because that could be the end goal. But I do want to say that I don't want to be a whipping boy. The reason why Robert Manfred is getting absolutely thrown through the mud or dragged through the mud is because he is the messenger. He is the Hedwig to Harry Potter. He is the owner's owl. He does not make all of the decisions. His salary comes directly from the owners. So when you are on the side of the owners, you are inadvertently on the side of Robert Manfred. So you can't be on the owner's side, but then trash Robert Manfred in the same breath because they're on the same team. The reason why he said that baseball was coming back is, again, he wanted to hype up the fans right before the draft because that was Major League Baseball's moment to shine. And then as soon as it ended, the leaks about the rejected proposal came out, leaks about players testing positive for what's going on in the world. That is a direct violation of the HIPAA law. I know a lot of you guys are younger, so you don't know what HIPAA means. HIPAA means that if I test positive for, let's say, cancer, if I have cancer, that is directly related to me and no one else should be able to know. It cannot be leaked by my doctor, ownership, management, anything like that. It is my own personal information, and multiple sources have come out and said that players around the league have tested positive, which is a direct violation of HIPAA. I'm going to say that lands on Robert Manfred's doorstep because he is the face of Major League Baseball and he is the puppet of the owners. And so far, as he said in the intro, 2020 has been an absolute disaster.
It's just a disaster for our game. Absolutely no question about it. It shouldn't be happening. And it's important that we find a way to get past it and get the game back on the field for the benefit of our fans.
We're going to talk about what I would do as the commissioner, specifically in 2020. We're going to start with the most recent event, starting off with him lying to the American public, and then finish it off with the most perfect thing he's ever said, calling the World Series trophy a piece of metal. If that doesn't show you how much our commissioner loves the game, I don't know what does. Obviously, I'm being sarcastic. He seems like a nice guy. He has a family. He seems like a pretty good father. When I look at him speak about the game of baseball, I don't think that he's a big fan, honestly. So we're going to talk about that, starting off with why are you lying? Why are you lying? So if I was Robert Manfred in 2020, what I would have said, I would have originally started off with, this draft is going to be a lot of fun. We want baseball back more than anything. We want to see these guys in their Pacific Coast leagues or their independent leagues, and we want to see how good Spencer Torkelson or Zach Veen, we want to see how good these guys can be ASAP. These guys want to get paid. These guys want to play baseball, and I'll leave it at that. But instead, he chose to try to be the nice guy, try to have a backbone for once and say that we're going to have baseball. He tried to pin it on the owners, and then the owners said, no, Robbie, you can't be doing that. You work for us. Because again, I've said it in the video before, Robert Manfred, he's a different sports commissioner. He does not have the same capabilities as the commissioner of NFL or Adam Silver or the NBA, who we will talk about today. He is a messenger boy. He is a punching bag. That's why he is getting all the backlash as opposed to the owners. The reason why we're not playing baseball today is not because of Robert Manfred, it's because of the owners. I actually think that he was trying to get the owners to, cave in by saying we will play baseball. But of course he did not do that. So I would have never started off with a lie, and the American public is just completely over it now. I think baseball is dying right in front of us, which really sucks to say considering that I am a baseball content creator. I mean, in the last 2 weeks, my grandmother's passed away. I had to put down my dog yesterday. A lot of people were like, Fuzzy, how come you didn't make a reaction video? I was holding my dog. Thank you guys for your support, by the way. It means a lot to me. But even though I'm mentally compromised, I still have better ideas than Robert Manfred working on full cylinders talking about the game of baseball, because again, I don't think he likes it. So again, enough ranting. What I would do right now is I would give the owners an ultimatum. Either A, you pay the players for a prorated salary of 60 to 72 games. The 48 can't happen. 48 games, might as well cancel the season. Like, I love baseball more than anything, but 48 games, the Nationals were under 500 and the Twins were the best team in baseball a year ago. So it doesn't work out. 48 games is definitely not enough. 60 is definitely not enough. I would say 72 games has to be the floor. And if you don't want to prorate them, those full 72 games, if you want to save some money for 2020, fine. What I'll say is you give them 75%, but you defer the rest of that 25% over the next season or two. Because if we take a look at the numbers, the owners made $10.7 billion in 2019 alone. That is straight cash money. That is liquidity that they get in their pocket. I believe the players made about 4.1, somewhere in the 4 billion. So you can bet your bottom dollar that the owners are not going to be filing for bankruptcy anytime soon if they have to pay their players 75 to 100%. Now, they probably go for the deferred money. That's fine. As long as the players are getting their 100% prorated salary in the next couple seasons, I think they might be fine with that. So I'd say, hey, owners, I'm your messenger boy. So instead of throwing me out to the wolves and making me look like a big old jerk who doesn't like baseball, can you please, for the love of God, set your greed aside and your ego aside for one single season? Let's play 62 to 70 games. Let's give them a full prorated salary, or if not, 75%, defer the next 25%. Either way, they get all of their money for every single game that they played. Instead, the owner said, nope, Robbie, get back to the corner. You're in timeout now. We said what we said, and we're not going back on that. You know what we're going to do now, Robbie? Because you did that, you tried to hype up the American public to try and save baseball's face. What we're going to do is we're going to leak the corona, how many players have been tested positive, and we're going to make it seem like baseball cannot be played now because of the health. I mean, honestly, it might be a valid point, but the timing of it blows my mind. It didn't happen on draft night. It didn't happen a couple days after draft night. It happened the same day that MLB and Robert Manfred said that there might not be baseball. So they backed it up with health concerns. They violated HIPAA by making this information public, on top of leaking all of the proposals that the MLBPA was sending back to the owners. It's just an absolute shit show.
What have I done?
I know I don't cuss a lot on this channel, but that's the only adjective that I can describe this whole situation. Robert Manfred called it a disaster. It's more than that. It is absolutely more than that. So that's step number one that I would do. I would have never lied to America. I would have given them hope in a different way. You have to articulate yourself in a different manner if you're the commissioner of a sport. So Robert Manfred, he has shown that he has an inability to communicate in a way that we can respond well to. So that's number one. Number two is I would have been the first sport back to action. I would have had baseball being played a month ago. There would have been a 112 game system. There would have been a 92, 80 game schedule. I would have already had it happen because you get to capture America. The 30 for 30 with Mark McGwire and Sammy Sosa, it wasn't even really that good. It was kind of just a highlight of every home run they hit in that season where they were chasing the Maris home run record. It wasn't that great, but everyone was watching it. Non-baseball fans were watching it, okay? That's what would happen to the game. Put the game on TV, and then you don't have blackouts. You have mic'd up players. You have live BP. If anything, what I took from that 30 for 30 with Mark McGwire is that people love prodigious power. Imagine before every single game, every time Aaron Judge went up to the dish, he was about to take BP, and you could see him hit 500-foot home runs. Or maybe you could change the MLB app where every time that you could have notifications set to your favorite player. Let's say that I'm an Indians fan, but I don't care about the Blue Jays, but I want to see Vladimir Guerrero Jr. hit. I can set my notifications to ping me and show up on my phone. Hey, Vladimir Guerrero Jr. is up to hit, and because there aren't any blackouts, I can watch it. Because if Vlad Jr. is playing Oakland or the 6 other teams that are blacked out in Las Vegas, I can't watch it. So I would update the MLB app to be more personal to me the user, the fan, that I can care about my team and I can care about other players without being completely flooded with information that I don't care about. So give me notifications from Giancarlo Stanton. I want to see every Bryce Harper at bat. I want to see Clayton Kershaw versus the Giants. I want to see those matchups. Promote the players. Give me a chance to get notifications from them. Don't have blackouts and see how it goes. So that's what I would do. Step number 1, don't lie to America and give the players what they want. If it's not 100%, 75% and 25 of it can be deferred, so at least they get all of their money, because we know the owners made $10.7 billion. So I'd be the first team back. Okay, even without fans, I would pump in fan noise from MLB The Show. It might sound gimmicky, but at least it's not as quiet. That would be completely awkward. So they're gonna pump in some fan noise, maybe I could buy a cardboard cutout myself. Like I have a Babe Ruth cardboard cutout. Imagine I paid $100 and I could have that in the first row of a Red Sox Yankees game. I know that sounds stupid, it probably is, but I'm just trying to get the wheels spinning and the gears turning to get baseball back in action and also recoup some of the revenue that has been lost. Because if you're not gonna have fans, might as well give them that opportunity, and if it looks stupid and tacky, just take it off for the next game. It's a case-by-case basis. So we said capture America, no blackouts, mic up the players, have notifications for every time your favorite player is up, even if they're not on your favorite team. And also, this might sound really stupid as well, but there has to be skins in Fortnite. Fortnite viewership is insane. They have NBA skins and they have NFL skins. No MLB. Fortnite is played around the world by the youth. What is the problem with Major League Baseball? The average MLB fan, this actually came out a couple days ago, the average MLB fan is 57 years old. 57 years old. We are never going to grow the game if that's the average audience, okay? So that's first and foremost. You guys, if you don't agree with me on today's video, I honestly don't hope that you stick around on the channel too much, because I don't think you really care about baseball and its progression. I think you care about your version of baseball, the way that you grew up. Even though it's dying, you want to hold on to your nostalgia and your memories, and I totally understand that. But to not consider the future, to not see that baseball is dying right in front of us, that is selfish, and I'm not down with that. So I would go ahead and implement all of these different ways to engage the phone, because the phone is in the hands of every member in America, including the youth. I'd give them notifications. I would put skins in Fortnite. Numbers 34 from the Red Sox, because you know that's David Ortiz, or maybe it's Bryce Harper's new number and you have the Phillies skin. We need that. Get the youth involved. And then also Adam Silver. He is so eloquent in the way that he speaks. I'm gonna roll this clip right now. This is how a commissioner should speak. He's siding with the players, but also giving solutions as well. Robert Manfred, he's just talking. No solutions are being made. So Adam Silver, can you run 2 sports at once? I'm wondering.
For us, we feel this is what we do. We put on NBA basketball. We think that for the country, it'll be a respite from enormous difficulties people are dealing with in their lives right now. And I also think in terms of social justice issues, it'll be an opportunity for NBA players in the greater community to draw attention to these issues, because the world's attention will be on the NBA in Orlando, Florida, if we're able to pull this off.
So we talked about Adam Silver, and I really think that he carries himself well. NBA is doing great. Their viewership is next level. They're on the cusp of passing up NFL. NFL's king, then it's NBA. MLB just continues to teeter down and down and down. And now our next topic, the MLB draft. So now we have to have high school players and foreign players suffer because the owners are just running baseball into the ground. I know it's a business, and I know business is about profits and having assets and liabilities. But come on, 5 rounds? Why couldn't we go 6? Why couldn't we go 10 rounds? What's wrong with that? That was another gripe that I had. It was actually the lowest percentage of high school players and foreign players drafted in the history of the draft. So that's one thing that I would have not done as well. I would have never minimized the draft to make it seem almost meaningless. Like, I know Spencer Torkelson is going to get a ton of money. Blaze Jordan got a ton of money in the 3rd round. I would have never minimized the opportunities for future superstars and stars, because we know Mookie Betts, I think, was drafted in the 5th round. He could have gone in the 6th. There's a ton of other players that were drafted in the 6th and beyond round, so they would not have a chance. I would have never gotten rid of the MLB fan cave. That used to be a hit. Players would go in and surprise guys. It was a hub for baseball fans to go and talk about it. It was their social media center, and they just got rid of it altogether. And then last but not least, I would have fined the Astros $10 million. I would have made sure that they didn't have a 1st round draft pick for the next 3 seasons, and then they don't have a 2nd round draft pick for the next 5. I would have made sure that, yeah, we can't take away your World Series because it already happened, but we're going to guarantee and make sure that you can't be better as a team, and we're going to limit your opportunities to win a World Series because your team is stacked in 2020. No player suspensions, nothing like that, but we're going to make it hard for you to progress as a franchise going forward because you cheated players, and also people who bet money on the World Series, you cheated them as well. So I would have never called the World Series trophy a piece of metal.
I referred to the World Series trophy in a disrespectful way, and I want to apologize for that. There's no excuse for it. I made a mistake. I was trying to make a point, but I should have made it in a more effective way.
You know, it's just really sad to see what Robert Manfred is doing. The fact that he is a messenger boy, and the only messages that he has been sending us, the fan base of baseball so far, have been negative, condescending, rude, fraudulent, and unequivocally unacceptable. To use his own word against them, unequivocally. So what we're gonna do to end the video is we're gonna go ahead and show a few tweets from some of the most prominent figures in Major League Baseball. Guys from Trevor Bauer to Anthony Rizzo to Christian Yelich to Max Scherzer. All of these guys are standing up for the game that we all love. Robert Manfred is literally making a mockery of our beautiful game. And I don't have any content for the next couple months if baseball's canceled. So considering my grandmother just passed away, I had to put my dog down yesterday, and now I might not be without content. It sucks to be me. It sucks to be me. Now, luckily, we have MLB The Show, so if you guys have not watched those videos, I would really appreciate it. But fuzzy for Commissioner, hashtag fuzzy for 2021. I don't know. Love you guys.